Hi, so good afternoon. Hi, this is Ken O from Canton Chambers Lawyers. This is another Facebook Live for today's topic is for impact of work visa and then skilled migrant category income threshold has been changed. So, what is the impact on this change? This was will be changed from 26th of November 2018. I can give you some brief summary of what has been changed. In New Zealand, every year, like they are going to change of their minimum payment by the government. That is usually apply 1st of April of each year. But this is for like under the employment law, and then minimum wage payment, like a minimum hourly payment will be increased every year. Since Labour government take over the government in New Zealand, they promise that they are going to increase of minimum wage to like high. But somebody told that by 2020 they are going to increase for like some $20 as a minimum wage. But I'm not sure whether this is a genuine or not, whether this is for achievable or not. In any way, Labour government is trying to increase of their minimum wage, and then this is good for the older employees, especially for work in a non-skilled position. So, like, will be more income. In relation to increase of their minimum wage, and then immigration policies also like some change. Since August 2017, we changed the policy as like uh, when you apply for the work visa and then the residence visa before August 2017, we just categorize or classify of skilled job, non-skilled job. But since August 2017, we got a new categories of lower skill, middle skill, and high skill. And then for this requirement is for skill job, non-skill job, plus for wage payment, for salary payment, like a two combination, then make us some lower skill, middle skill, and higher skill. So this change from 26th of November is for increase of their income threshold. That means for uh, skill job, non-skill job, plus for income threshold there. This is an income threshold has been like a changed from 26th of November. That means any job which is skilled or non-skilled, which was paid before some amount, but now like if that amount is below than for new income threshold, then that will be like some change or of lower skill or middle skill or high skill. Then I can briefly for explanation what has been changed. Okay, so income threshold for like a middle skill was before definition of the middle skill was for skilled job, means for underscore skill level 1 to 3, and the income shall be before, I mean the current like before 26th of November is was a $20 65, but the from 26th of November then the price will be income threshold will be increased like $21.25. That means if any job is for skill job plus for their payment is now $20.65 is a skill and a middle skill, but from 26th of November, and then even though skill job, and then if the payment is lower than $21.25 per hour, then belongs to lower skilled, right? So that means for some jobs, even though same job, same payment, and then will belongs for lower skill, right? So the higher skill is for income threshold has been changed. It was income threshold higher skill was the current means for before 26th of November 2018 is at $36.44 is for the minimum income threshold. However, 26th of November and then threshold shall be $37.50 per hour. Then over that amount, then skilled or non-skilled, then over that amount will be a higher skill. So then maybe I can tell you for like some recategorize of like a lower skill, middle skill, higher skill for definition from 26th of November, right? If your job is for whatever the skill level, or like some skill level 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and then if your payment is lower than $21.25, all jobs belongs to lower skill. And if your job is for skill level 1 to 3, and then if your payment is $21.25 per hour or over, then your job will belongs to middle skill. And then if your job is for whatever your skill level means for skilled or non-skilled, and then if your payment is $37.50 per hour over, then your job will be a higher skill. That means if your job belongs for lower skill, and then your visa will be granted only for 1 year visa, and then you can extend maximum 3 times, means for 3 years visa, and then you cannot bring your family member, means that you cannot sponsor to your wife, you cannot sponsor to your children to bring into New Zealand. But if your job is for middle skill, means for skill job, plus for your salary is or wage is for $21.25 per hour, then this belongs to middle skill, and then you can bring your wife, you can bring your children, and then your visa will be granted for 3 years, maximum 3 years, and this is for like a middle skill. And then if your job is for whatever skill level, and if your payment is $37.50 per hour, then your jobs belongs for higher skill. Then you can bring your family member, means for your wife and children, and your visa will be granted for maximum 5 years. This is a new change. And also, like when you apply for skilled migrant category of the residence visa, and then this is also income threshold has been changed. So when you apply for the residence visa, income threshold was like a little different, right? And then if your job belongs to middle skill or higher skill, and then before income threshold to qualified for PR application, I mean residence visa under the skilled migrant category is for like a $24.29 per hour, but new income threshold will be increased for $25. Means that if your job is for skilled, and then if your payment is under $25, then you cannot apply for the residence visa, even though your job belongs to middle skill. So that means when you apply for work visa, when you apply for the residence visa, and then income threshold is different, right? And also, yeah. So this is like a key matter. So, and then if you got any bonus point for when you apply for the residence visa, and then income, if your income is $48.50 per hour, but if you got $50 over, then you can claim for extra bonus points. So this is a very good payment actually. And then if you are paid out this amount, you'll be very good, and then also you have a very good chance to apply for the residence visa here in New Zealand. And then through this increase, and then all the overseas people can be treated and equally to New Zealand citizen or New Zealand residence visa holder. This is quite good for the overseas people. But however,
for employers
side, and then maybe they more reluctant to employ of overseas people. So there are always some change there. There's a benefit and then the de-benefit, right? There, yeah. So then we can discuss about for any questions from the people. And I think there are so many people got many questions over there. And then we can have some more Q&A, like a question and answers.
Sir, yeah. One question we would like to raise from our audience is, what if they have a current essential skilled work visa holder and the job does not meet this new threshold? What if an employer and one of the staff hold the current visa but their wage does not meet the new threshold? What will your advice?
All right, okay. These income threshold only affect or apply to the visa process. That means when you apply for, I understand these questions. The person who got already the work visa, in that case, how does affect for this new policy change, right? So this is so you can think about for like in New Zealand. Usually, when the policy change, that means a new policy apply, and then existing people for any existing case, and then that is always apply for the existing like a policy. And then when the people apply for new under the new policy, then we'll apply for under the new policy. That means if the person applied already and then got a visa already under the current policy, means for before 26th of November, that means we call this is like the old policy, and we can after 26th of November we call this as a new policy. Then if any person approved or applied, then a new and old policy will still apply to that person, right? Any person who apply for under the date of 26, then a new policy will apply. So that means even though you got some $20.65 paid, but from 26th of November, and then income threshold is a little higher, but still you are okay under the older policy still apply to you. So that means it doesn't breach of any like a policy, because you are like controlled, and then you are the your situation will be applied by the old policy. That means from 26th of November, like a new policy will apply, and then still older policies are still there, and then this policy still apply to the people who got approved or applied. This policy will older policy still apply to the old the how can I say, the person who applied under the older policy, right? Yeah.
So sorry for the older one, yeah, and so lucky for this new applicant because they will get this new policy.
Yeah, any person who got already approved for 4 years or 5 years, and then the remaining period is longer, then don't worry, then you are still applied under the older policy, right? Yeah. So, however, if you renew of your visa, then you have to meet a new policy condition. That means that any person has already been approved, and then the remaining time is only for maybe 6 months. or like some 3 months, then you have to reapply. And then your policy will be applied for like a new policy. That means your payment shall be like some increase. Otherwise, if the same as before, then your visa will be affected. Means for if you belongs for middle skill, your current payment is $20.65. Then if the payment is still same, then your visa status will belongs for lower skill. Then you will get only for 1 year visa. Then if you brought your family member, then this is a very negative impact. Means that your partner and your children cannot get any sponsor from you. Then so this is a big trouble. So you have to prepare in advance, right? If you work very hard and then improve your asset to your company, and then if your employer increase the wage like or salary, then you can get a new like a visa period. Means like keep the same for 1 year, 3 or 5 years. But if your wage has not been increased, then you got some risk there. So you have to prepare in advance.
Sir, may I ask to please kindly greet our viewers at the moment. They are sending us a message, and they have also some question from Derek Lee.
Okay.
When will be the next time that the immigration increase the skill wages? It is hard to apply SMC visa with the skill wages keep increasing. Okay,
this is a Derek Lee ask some questions. I'm sorry, then, sir, I'm not a fortune teller. Sorry to that. And then immigration minister, they always change the policy. So they always consider the New Zealand economic and the New Zealand situation. Then they increase for the income threshold, and then they change for policy. So there is some people saying that, okay, whenever you can, then you can apply quickly. Otherwise, you will lose the chance. So that means we have already increased of income threshold for skilled migrant category from $24.29 to $25. That means for annual salary will be like $52,000 per year. Means for $1,000 per month, per week, and this is a quite high payment one. So there are so many employers like crying, and then employees, local employees are very like, and then they like it very much, but like overseas people are very also crying, and then face any difficulties because if the New Zealand employers not trying to recruit of overseas employees if the income threshold is very high, because they prefer any New Zealand or like some local experienced people. So this is a very negative impact to the overseas people. However, some advantages that still employer need employees. So if they cannot find any good employees from local, means from New Zealand citizen or New Zealand the residence visa holder, an employer has to hire of the overseas people. In that case, overseas people will like it because the payment is like increase.
Yes, sir. Sir, there's more questions from Mix Kampilansky. I have a job offer from the company, $29 from accredited employer, but the position is not listed in an ANC code. Position is facilities technicians. Can I still apply for work to residence visa, and I apply for residence after 2 years? That's a very good question. Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. This question is not relevant to today's topic, and then this is work to residence visa means like from talent visa from the accredited employer. And then for like a $29 means for $29 40 hours space for 52. This is around 60,320 per year. So technically I can say yes, you can apply for work to residence visa under the talent visa category, and then also you will be qualified for like residence visa after 2 years. What I'm talking to is for work to residence visa category has not been affected by new change by for 26th of November. Minimum income threshold increase is only affected to essential work visa and then residence visa application under the skilled migrant category. That means for mix, your case is for a different category, and then you don't worry about this new change. Okay, so but other factors are there when you apply for work to residence visa, and then your case has been considered under the work to residence visa policy. That means a talent visa policy, right? If you got some still questions, like come to me and then send me for email, then I can help you. And this is another category, right? I can say that there are not many lawyers or advisors who understand of the work to residence visa the category, but don't worry. Okay.
So there are more questions here. Like there's some asking about if they apply the word is past tense for the work visa under essential skills before on the 26th of November, but the application is not yet decided by then. Will immigration of New Zealand access my skill level based on the old threshold or the new one?
Okay, this question is already I have answered to this question. Okay, but I'll explain to you again. For any case, any application before applied or approved before 26th of November, that means by 25th of November, then still apply for old policy. That means that the question is that for the people who has applied on before 26, means like a 25 or like some earlier, then the older policy will apply. That means that if you are already approved or if you applied on 25th of November or earlier, then you will be assessed under the old policy. And then if you apply on 26 or after, then your case will be assessed under the new policy. That means the question who has applied before 26, and then the person will be assessed under the old policy. Yeah.
Sir, maybe we could check our viewers again. Yeah, he was Mixis Pilansky would like to thank you for your answer.
Thanks. If you got any like help or difficulties, like please come to me. Okay.
And then another one more question, last question, sir. What happened if if I was invited to apply for skilled migrant category under the old threshold?
Okay. Okay. This is like a similar, and then if you apply for your EOI, like expression of interest before 26th of November, and then if you are selected before 26th of November, and then immigration says for these people will be assessed under the old policy, right? That means if you got your EOI has been selected before 26th of November, right? And then got an invitation after for 26th of November, but they mentioned, they told for you will be still assessed under the older policy. So that means any person who got all the qualified, then you can apply quickly. But this is already 21st, and then
We still have
I think maybe you got already
days ago.
you passed that your chances, right?
Sir, for our viewers, would you like to greet them? They are still continuing supporting our Facebook Live.
Okay, yeah, Derek, and then so he said thank you. Then so that's fine. Thank you so much for maybe keep looking and then seeing us. Yeah. So Maxwell, okay, thank you. See you. Then it's very nice to see you here again. Yeah.
And about our Facebook Live, sir?
All right. Okay. If you got any questions regarding any visa matter, and then any questions or any inquiry or any help, then please send your email to us, and like visa apply at cantonlaw.co.nz. You can see for the email here, and then we will answer to you. And also, please don't forget and then come and then like our main page and then follow our page. Then we will update of our information and then things. Okay. Thank you for today, and then we can see you next week. Thank you. Bye bye.